John, it's Marvin. Your cousin, Marvin Berry. You know that new sound you're looking for? Well, listen to this. Volvo's Bowers & Wilkins sound system is by far the best in the industry. I've tested many cars and many sound systems. Nothing even comes close to this. My name is Omar, and this is the 2022 Volvo XC60 Recharge T8 Polestar Engineered Extended Range. Yeah, I'm not kidding. It's got a really long name. All right, let's go. And if you didn't get that intro, you obviously haven't seen Back to the Future, so go watch it. It's one of the best movies ever made. All right, so Volvo has promised that by 2030, it will only offer pure electric vehicles. Now, before that happens, Volvo will offer a range of hybrids and plug-in hybrids. They've already had the whole T8 plug-in hybrid setup, but now it simply carries the Recharge name. Keep in mind though, for 2022, Volvo has been doing some reshuffling, some updating to its lineup. So make sure you pay close attention to which Recharge T8 you're picking up, because some of the upgrades were made midway through the year. So the Recharge T8s built early on in the year had 415 horsepower with an all-electric range of 19 miles. Newer models carry the whole extended range part at the end of the name. They get more power for a total of 455 horsepower, an increase of 40 horses. They also get an extra 17 miles of electric range for a total of 36, which is really impressive. Now, the one I'm driving here has an even longer name, the Volvo XC60 Recharge T8 Polestar Engineered Extended Range. The only words you really have to concern yourself with in that name is Polestar Engineered. See, Polestar Engineered doesn't mean that you get more power. However, you do get more performance. You get bigger brakes that are colored in gold. You have some suspension tweaks. You have adjustable dampers. You have a Polestar driving mode, and you get these really cool gold seat belts. And we'll get into what else the Polestar Engineered gives you in a few seconds. But what I want to know is the most powerful XC60 a solid performance SUV? Is it as fun to drive as, say, the BMW X3M or the AMG GLC 63? Let's find out. Let me give you a quick tour of this luxury SUV with a really long name, and then I'll give you my opinion on whether or not if this is a real performance SUV that you should consider buying. Make sure you hit like, make sure you hit subscribe. All right, let's do this. Now, before we talk about the Polestar side of things, let's talk about the price tag so you know what you're working with as I point out the options and the features. The base XC60 Recharge Core starts at $58,495 and goes all the way up to $68,245 for the Recharge Ultimate. The Polestar Engineered XC60 carries a price tag of over $75,000, but here's the interesting part. All XC60 Recharge trims are powered by the same setup. All of them get a 2-liter inline 4-cylinder engine that's turbocharged and no longer supercharged. It now has what Volvo calls e-charged, with an electric motor now making 143 horsepower, up from 87 from the outgoing one. And there's an 8-speed automatic transmission with a second electric motor making 46 horsepower. Working all together, the XC60 Recharge makes 455 horsepower and 523 pound-feet of torque. I'm sure you really cared about all that technical stuff right there, but what makes the Polestar Engineered cost an extra $16,950? Let's take a look. First, let's talk about the upgrades that contribute to performance. You get beefier Akebono brakes with 6-piston brake calipers on the front. All the brake calipers on the Polestar Engineered models are painted in gold, so they look really nice. The 21-inch wheels here are also Polestar Engineered since they are lighter because they are made out of a solid block of aluminum. And if you look closely, the wheel caps are colored in gold. Nice. Now next up, when you pop the hood, you have a Polestar Engineered strut bar right here. I don't know why it's not gold. That would have been cool. And these right here are do-it-yourself adjustable Ohlin dampers, and they are colored in gold. But yeah, you can just adjust the dampers by turning this dial, and you have over 22 levels of adjustment to find your driving style. That's pretty cool. Then the last performance upgrade you really have is the adjustable drive modes with your very own Polestar mode that gives you a more engaging drive and stronger acceleration. Hop inside the XC60 Recharge Polestar Engineered and you'll notice that it's not much different from the regular XC60. Of course, you have some exclusive Polestar touches like these gold seat belts, which I personally think look really awesome. Those are nice. You also have these sport seats that have a mixture of Nappa leather, some fabric, and some leatherette. Not to mention, on the Polestar, the front seats are heated as standard, with the driver's side also getting memory settings. That said, the seat belts is the only place where you see that gold trim. I feel like it would have been a nice touch to throw in some gold stitching on the seats, the steering wheel, the dash, or even upgrade the steering wheel to something a bit sportier. Although, you do get a standard heated steering wheel, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, overall, this interior is a really nice place to be. Volvo interiors are some of the best in the luxury segment, and I feel like they are really underrated. They deserve more recognition for sure. Hop in the second row of the XC60 Polestar and you get the same 38 inches of legroom back here. I'm about 6 foot tall. That's my seating position. As you can see, it's a good amount of room, but it's not the most spacious in the segment. Now, if you cash out extra for the Polestar Engineered, you get heated seats as standard. Well, you're paying extra for it, but yeah, you have heated rear seats. Now, we'll come back to the tech part in a few seconds, but let's check out the Polestar touches on the outside. Overall, there is nothing major. Everything is essentially the same as the exterior of the XC60. Besides the gold brakes and the upgraded wheels, the only other significant Polestar touch that you'll see on the outside are the Polestar badges. You have one here right on the front grille, and you have one here on the back. But yeah, I really like the way the XC60 looks, and I like the fact that the Polestar version is a bit of a sleeper. No one would really expect that you have 455 horsepower to work with, which can be pretty fun when people see you as a not so exciting luxury SUV. As far as color choices go, the Polestar XC60 Recharge is only available in black, gray, silver, and white. The Thunder Gray here is definitely my favorite color, although I think it would look good in black as well. But yeah, let me know in the comments below if you think the XC60 still looks cool or if it's time for an upgrade. Alright, let's get back to the tech really quick. Since the Polestar is the most expensive XC60, you can essentially get everything in terms of tech as standard. You have this 9-inch touchscreen display with Volvo's updated Google-based infotainment system, and they finally released that over-the-air update that adds on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, so you're good there. You have Google Maps as your navigation system. You also have Google Assistant, and she can control various things around the XC60. Next up, you also have this 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster display with the Google Maps right in front of you, and that's really the only exciting thing going on here, not much else. And again, since the Polestar XC60 is already priced high, you'll get all the driver assist tech that you need, including Volvo's Pilot Assist system with adaptive cruise control, lane departure warning with lane keeping assist, blind spot monitoring, cross traffic alert, front and rear park assist, and much more. You also get a rear view camera along with a 360 camera that you just have to click in the middle to make it 360, and you also have a heads-up display. And last but not least, you have the amazing Bowers & Wilkins sound system, which again is the absolute best. My favorite sound profile is the concert mode right here. It's great for everything, especially if you're into listening to podcasts. They sound amazing when you're in concert mode. Love the sound system. Don't argue with me. This is the best sound system of any luxury brand out there. If you're gonna get a Volvo, make sure you get it with the Bowers & Wilkins sound system. As for cargo capacity, it's the same as the regular XC60. You can pop open the trunk by using a button located underneath that L, and once you get it open, you have 16.5 cubic feet behind the second row, and with the second row down, you have 63.3 cubic feet. Now, before I give you my opinion on how this thing drives, let me put out a few important daily ownership highlights that I love to show all of you. You have 4 cup holders. You've got 2 in the front right there for the front passengers, and you've got 2 right here in the center armrest. Here are what the keys look like. Same as every other Volvo key, you have all your buttons on the side. Nice. Door open and close sound from the outside and from the inside. Very solid. Charging game wise, you have a standard wireless charger right there. You also have 2 USB-C ports in the center armrest. Rear passengers get 2 USB-C ports right there. And of course, let's do an indicator and horn sound test. Indicator first. Same old Volvo indicator. Now for the horn sound. That's solid. All right, let's take the XC60 Recharge T8 Polestar Engineered Extended Range for a drive, finally. And let's start off with the plug-in hybrid electric part of it. Again, you get 36 miles of all-electric driving. Now, once the battery runs out, you can plug it in, and it will take about 5 to 8 hours to recharge depending on the power that you're using. However, you can charge the battery as you're just driving along. You have 3 different modes to pick from for the battery, including auto, hold, and recharge. And if you select charge, the XC60 Recharge will use the engine to charge the battery. And it will add on range fairly quickly. I was able to add a total of like 7 to 8 miles during a 10-mile drive, and I did that twice, so that's pretty impressive. Not to mention, you can also move the shifter into B mode to maximize braking regen to feed that battery. Now, besides the Polestar driving mode, you have a few other modes in here, including hybrid, pure, off-road, and constant all-wheel drive. Pure mode is the full electric mode. And driving in that mode isn't totally terrible. Yes, power is significantly reduced, but it will get you up and going in a reasonable time. And once you're up at cruising speeds, you don't even notice it. You're just cruising along in full EV mode. Personally, I think plug-in hybrids are a great gateway into getting into a fully electric car. It'll give you an idea of how much range you use on your daily drive. So what if you go for the Polestar and spend over $75,000? Now, everything that I've said so far applies to the whole XC60 Recharge lineup, all the driving modes, the battery usage, well, besides the Polestar driving mode. And when you're in Polestar mode, you can have some fun. In Polestar mode, you're using everything that the XC60 Recharge has, plus what Polestar has done to it, and it's actually pretty impressive. It feels sharper, it feels quicker, it definitely feels more agile, and while yes, that suspension is a little stiffer, it isn't too stiff. I've driven the regular non-Polestar XC60 Recharge that also has 455 horsepower for a few minutes, and that's really the only difference that you'll notice. The regular one is just smoother and more comfortable and feels more luxurious. But since all XC60 Recharge trims make 455 horsepower, they will all do 0 to 60 in an impressive 4.2 seconds with a top speed of 113 miles an hour. And if you do go for the Polestar, you'll notice the better brakes, the sharper steering, a little bit of a more dynamic drive quality, and that's really about it. That said, this isn't BMW X3M or AMG GLC 63 fun, and I think Volvo knows that. This isn't trying to be a competitor to those 2 performance SUVs. This knows what it's capable of, and it's staying in its lane. And to be quite honest, sometimes I even like this more than the high-performance German SUVs. It's more comfortable, but still sporty. Honestly, to me, it isn't just about the performance or a particular aspect about a vehicle. It's the overall experience. It's the interior, the sound system, how everything is really well put together. And the feeling of minimalism in the XC60 Recharge makes this a great experience. That said, I think the XC60 Recharge is an outstanding option in this segment. I just don't think that you need to spend over $75,000 to enjoy it. The Polestar part of it won't really make a huge difference. Now, if this was pushing over 500 horsepower with the Polestar upgrades, then I'd definitely consider it. But with the starting price tag of around $58,000, I think the XC60 Recharge is a really strong option to consider. I recently tested the Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xe, and that was priced at around $70,000 as I tested it. I think it starts at around $62,000, but I would definitely pick this over that. This rides better, it feels better, has more performance, and is definitely more luxurious than that. Not to mention, the XC60 Recharge extended range is eligible for that $7,500 federal tax credit, so that makes this even more appealing. Either way, thanks for watching. Make sure you hit like, make sure you hit subscribe, make sure you follow me on Instagram and on TikTok. My handle is @OmarDrives. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care. Peace. Polestar! Oh no, I'm in pure mode. Oh, and the engine does kick on if you accelerate hard while you're in pure mode. Actually, it pops back into hybrid mode. But Polestar mode! Yeah, I like this SUV a lot. I would definitely get one. I just probably wouldn't spend $75,000 to get it one.